How we all doing? How we all doing? Going live a minute early here. Minute early because there's so much to talk about. How you guys doing? Did you sleep well last night? If you're in the WordPress community, let me know if I'm looking good, sounding good. Um, I am. I played with the gain a little bit on this microphone. It was giving me a little bit of clipping on one of the videos I made recently. So let me know if we're good here. We got Lex in the comments. Good luck with FSE today. Don't forget to sweat. We'll rewatch tomorrow. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for popping in. Um, yeah, we're gonna look a little bit more of that because I still need to figure out what the hell's going on there. Um, and obviously, there's a lot of fun stuff. Um, yeah, so we'll give a couple minutes for everybody to get in here. Just let me know if I'm looking good, sounding good, all that jazz. Yeah, my to kind of go over a little bit of the plan today. My plan is to go back and dive into that FSE that we were looking at and kind of explore that. But honestly, we were hit with like a complete kind of like punch right in the gut yesterday at like 8 p.m. Eastern. So, that was a little bit of a weird thing. I would love to talk about that because I do have some like high level thoughts on that. I don't really want to make it all about that, but I have a difficult time not speaking when I have opinions. So I'm definitely gonna say some stuff there, just kind of on the whole. And I could probably share some things too. I didn't really have a recap style thing planned, but I do think that that's relatively beneficial, especially in times like these, because there's an obnoxious amount of information that I am constantly, like it's constantly kind of like just being dumped into my brain. So I feel like if I can sift through some of that for you guys, maybe it would be beneficial, even though probably a lot of you have already seen all of it as well. So, yeah, as soon as I get a confirmation, Cameron Jones, good to see you, brother. Appreciated you on the WP Builds podcast the other day. Really appreciate your perspective. Yeah, I mean, I got some thoughts around that too. Yeah, it's midnight out there. Yeah, appreciate you being here at all, brother. Appreciate you. But yeah, so I mean, we can kind of just dive into this. Where do we want to start? Let me just kind of start riffing a little bit on some of these things. And kind of go from there. Like, what the hell happened yesterday, right? Obviously, we've been in this saga for, Christ, it's felt like a year, but it's actually only been less than 2 weeks. And I was there on ground zero when it happened, so I feel particularly kind of connected to it. But yeah, it's been wild. I think I'm gonna try to give like a just my initial reactions to the whole 98 page thing and like kind of what I've like the opinions that I've seen expressed post complaint announcement. And again, a lot of this is generalized, and if you guys have questions specifically and thoughts, please leave them in the chat. I will read every single one, and we'll have a good chat about them. But here's the thing: I've spent a lot of time over the past year trying to dig into this like apparatus of WordPress and automatic and everything like that. And I'm not the only person that has done that by any means, but I feel like I've been doing it vigorously and I've been trying to learn because it was my first year in the community, right? I've been involved, but first time in the community. And I had this quote written down kind of here in my notes, and it was kind of like a little punchy, but it does kind of still resonate with me, and I do still feel like I smelled shit from the moment I walked in here. Now I'm not saying that like, oh, I called this. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like from the moment, like if you go back on this channel, the first community, well, I'm just saying community because it's the first one, like when I'm kind of like in touch with the community, so to speak. The first live stream that I did where nobody watched because nobody knew who I was like WTF is wrong with like WordPress or like what's going on in WordPress. And it was I just again, I'm not trying to give myself credit. I'm actually trying to say like I feel like like there's been kind of like a little bit of signs to some of these things, like even from somebody that was just jumping in. And I don't mean signs of like whatever of like anything Matt has necessarily done. I'm just saying like literal like transparency and understanding how the thing is set up. Like that's the most confusing thing to me, honestly. It seems like we're finally getting a little bit of clarity there, but there's just so much stuff packed into that document. and we'll see what happens and continues. You know, it's just wild. And I just, again, from off the top here, before we start diving into more of the conversations, like, I'm extremely like I'm kind of sad for all the people that have worked really hard, and I don't think anything's like necessarily gonna happen like at all right away or anything like that. But it's just like I do feel bad for a lot of the people that are in this community that like had no, they didn't have anything to do with that. Like, don't attack like automatic people, or don't attack anybody, but don't give those people shit or anything. It's just like it's an unfortunate circumstance that like we all find ourselves kind of like associated with, and I hope it gets better, but only time will tell. My thing is like I've always since it started so long ago, 10 days, 11 days ago or whatever, like I've tried to be like in the middle, so to speak, on like understanding both sides and everything like that. And we didn't hear from WP Engine until yesterday, and like it's like, oh shit, there's a lot here that we didn't know. So it's like it just, I don't like the whole picking sides thing. I like just looking at some logic facts and just trying to give my opinion based on those facts. And I don't know. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. What do we got here? Phil, good to see you. Jackson, good to see you, brother. Toby, what's up? What's up? Cameron, oh, it's been fun watching you figure it all out, and we're here, and we're all here. Like, yeah, it didn't make sense to us either. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the thing that I'm like going through mentally in my mind is, you know, from off the rip, I was like, what's kind of going on here? And then I was like searching for the last year, trying to figure it out, and then I just came in at a crazy time where it's all kind of like a little bit come to a head here, and now there's actual like, you know, in that thing they're like showing receipts and claiming that, oh yeah, the, you know, like IRS stuff is out of whack, so to speak. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm interested to see where this goes now. That'll be interesting. But yeah, it's wild. Um, Leonardo, what's up? What's up? Thank you for being here. So yeah, yeah, I mean a lot of just craziness in that regard. Let's see if there's anything I can pull up on my side of the screen here. I mean there's just too much random stuff to kind of like go on and talk about. So I'm just gonna have to kind of like randomly, almost stream of consciousness, kind of think of some of this stuff. Let me see if I can. So we got the big doc over here on my one browser instance. We can kind of go through some of that, but honestly, I don't want to just, I'm not going to, I had a crazy idea to just like sit here and work on like FSE stuff or whatever while like AI just reads that whole thing. That would be ridiculous now. And I think a lot of people have honestly already kind of like read like most of it, or at least the big parts, and just been like, wow, that's kind of crazy. So I don't really want to do that necessarily. There's a couple of things here on Twitter, like, or X rather. This is actually a big one that's not, you know, it's related, but it's not specifically to it. Is just like if you use advanced custom fields, you have to like manually. I guess they're gonna say you have to. I haven't even clicked on this yet. Yeah, so you have to manually update your thing, I guess is what they're saying now. If you don't have Pro, which I mean, how many people are using just the free version of ACF? Probably a shit ton. So yeah, just a word to the wise. You have to, I'm assuming, automatically, or I'm sorry, manually update ACF, because you're not going to get those things. You're not going to get those updates right now because they are blocked out. From what I understand, WP Engine is blocked out of their like developer, their repo developer account, or whatever the terminology is, so they can't like push updates for the free part. But obviously, Pro is not in the repository, so that still works. Yeah, and I guess that's part of just a random thing. I guess that's part of like the server, you know, the repo server update system that WordPress kind of like manages and upholds and everything. So that's kind of a, you know, I guess they apparently don't have access to that right now. There's some other things here. I wish I was in Cabo. No, I'm just kidding. It is a little cold here though in Pittsburgh. Yeah, we're just searching the feed here. Just searching the feed. Yeah, really the ACF thing was the big one. There was some other things that I can't really remember right now. If you haven't watched Theo's video this morning, that was kind of interesting. Not really too much there. He was kind of just talking about the fact that he was cited in the thing like multiple times, which so a lot of people were. I mean, anybody that had Matt on in this last like week or so, they were in there. So that's kind of interesting. Anything kind of cool over here? Let me check the comments here as well. Want to make a Cartman from South Park quote about sand regarding Matt Mullen, but 200. A couple million on the free one. Yeah, crazy. I don't know. I don't use ACF. We use CodeStar framework in all our block names. Interesting. I've never used CodeStar. I honestly use Jet Engine just because I've had the LTD for a while. I use that on most, but there are some sites that I have ACF free on, but I do have the pro license, so I should probably just if any of them don't have it, I should probably just put the pro license on them. Max, what's up? Good to see you, brother. I tweeted at you this morning, Max. I was wondering because I was trying to make a thumbnail for this and I just gave up. If you could tell me and the people the best place to generate AI images right now. I was thinking it was Flux, but like where can I do that? Is there like a free variant or and I'm thinking like, something where I could like put like this would be amazing if I could put like my face in there and then put like a logo or an image or something and then I could like prompt it to blend all those into like a like a scene. That would be amazing. I don't know if that's exists yet, but I know you're the man for that. Toby's big jet engine guy. Appreciate that. Kaif is also heavy jet engine. Jet engine's great, man. I put out a tweet, yesterday too, amongst all these other tweets that I put out here about this shit. Built with Etch too, Kevin Geary. There we go. Beginning of something. But where was this Etch one? Or not the Etch one. Where's this jet engine one? Right here. So like this, I don't know. I was actually really pissed off yesterday because I was like doing some ACF stuff on my website. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a lowdown here on something that I'm working on. I'm trying to do on my website. I'm trying to integrate SureCart, and I'm trying to integrate it in such a way where like I need like custom fields and things, and they have just recently released the beta for 3.1 or 3, SureCart 3 or whatever. So I have the beta version on there and I'm utilizing it. And there's a couple like weird things here and there. One of the things is that Jet Engine, it doesn't support Jet Engine custom fields yet. It's just like ACF and MetaBox. So Jet Engine's coming, but I needed to use ACF, which isn't, again, just is great, but isn't my go-to. So I was using that, and then I was like, I needed to change some fields afterwards, and I renamed like some custom fields, and I deleted some custom fields or whatever, and they just stay in the database because I don't know why. So one of my gripes with the current the way that the product works at ACF compared to Jet Engine is literally this tweet right here. So there's a lovely feature in Crockablock that Jet Engine has where it's like when you have I'd like to see it in other ones. It's like you create a custom field, then you delete it because you don't need it anymore, and then it's gone. It's gone from the UI, but it's still in the database. So you'd have to like manually go in there and either do like an SSL or SQL query, or you'd have to do some sort of better search and replace thing, some shit that like I could do, but I don't want to do that. And it's such a simple thing that like they've solved it with this. It's just you switch this toggle on, and then when you delete the fields, it actually deletes it from the database as well. Incredible. Like Jet Engine is so great because of stuff like that. Just have like so many different options and things I mean, it takes time to get used to things, but it's super helpful. CCT is something is what I utilize the most with no other plugin. Yeah, it's crazy how they came up with that concept too. It's fantastic. I don't use ACF Pro unless I absolutely have to have an LTD for both ACF and JetEngine. Yeah, I don't have the ACF LTD. I wish I had that just to have it, but yeah, 100%. I was frustrated too while deleting a field. Later saw some meta fields even after deleting. Yes, yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's exactly it. Because then it shows up in the dynamic data, selection thing. It's like just why is it still here? By default, you're deleting the setup of the CPT and not the data you create after creating the CPT. Good feature from JetEngine. Yeah, yeah. I guess I could. I mean, I'm thinking. So my hypothesis there then is if I just went, if I brought the field back at this point with the exact same naming, then and I went back into the actual posts and there was data in there, then I could delete those pieces of data out of there, and then the custom field would actually get deleted. I'm gonna have to try that. I feel like that's kind of what it is. I understand why it's like that. It's just kind of slightly annoying. But this is a great feature to have, and I feel like it solves everything and still makes it highly customizable. So I don't know. What else we got here? Anything crazy? I was back on. Let's go back over the subscriptions. I was back on with Matt Medeiros. We had a good chat the other day. Always a pleasure to be over on the WP Minute. Put that link in the chat there. Talking about 2 hours. 2 hours. That's I'm actually surprised Matt lasted that long. 2 hours. I mean, I'm we can go like 4. We've been going almost 4 on this channel, but normally we wrap around an hour, hour and a half max. But that was a great chat. I was super happy about that. A lot of engagement in the chat too from you fine folks. So loved that. That was fantastic. What do we got here? Good morning. Ruben is in the house. What is FSE? Well, FSE is full site editing. It's kind of like part of the Gutenberg project. And actually, you know what? I had a thought. I kind of wanted to do it differently this time. So last week, if you weren't here, we talked about it, and I was trying to like build my own website with I built it with bricks and ACSS frames, all that. But I was trying to just one of the things I'm trying to do is be a little more explorative in the things that I'm trying, because I feel like that's just like extremely fun to me to like try different things. And like here's a big ethical problem that I have is that I don't feel like I've shit on like the Gutenberg project and FSE like that much. I feel like I've just like talked about it from kind of like what I've heard. And I feel like my opinion has been like relatively neutral other than the things that I had experienced firsthand, but I just don't really feel great about that. I need to actually be in there and try it and utilize it and see what it can and can't do. So that's literally the reason that I kind of want to go over some of these things and try this. And I'm thinking to myself now, last week on the stream, what I did was I used the 2024 theme to build this website that I will show you guys right here. Let me go and replace this because I got 2 different browser instances. So let me go over here. So FSE is just basically kind of like the actual, if you're familiar with like bricks or like an Elementor, it's kind of like the theme portion, like the theme building experience of like a block theme now, or the way that you actually not just construct pages, but actually build out like your theme and your templates and things like that. And obviously the naming of all these things is can be kind of confusing. But last week what I did was I used, this is the instance that I was on last week, the little demo site here. So if you go over to themes here, you can see that I was using 2024. Now I think 2025 is actually out or soon to be out or something like that. I don't think you can get that yet though. I'm pretty sure you can't get it in here. I don't know. I'm almost certain you can't. But I could like test that, but I'm not going to go get that right now. What I actually think I want to do is something really interesting. I'm going to do it live. Like, fuck it. I'll write it and we'll do it live, if you know where that quote's from. I think what I want to do here is I want to, we got advanced custom fields on here too. Probably going to get hacked because we can't update it. What we're going to try here is we're just going to do it live. So there's this concept of, and I've used this one other time. You are seeing the full scope of what it is to be an explorative YouTuber right now. What we're going to try is we're going to use this plugin called Create Block Theme. And from what I understand and what I've tried in the past is you can create your own thing like this. But my question is, if I had a website on 2024 and I wanted to, and there's probably a tutorial already about this, but I haven't seen it. We're going to figure it out this self. This is not a tutorial. This is you watching me fail and figure things out. What we have here is, just so you guys are aware, this is the website that we are currently sitting on, okay? And we just did this on stream last time with the 2024 theme, right? So, and this is all built in the block editor, okay? It actually looks okay, but I mean, there's, I don't know, we could talk about, does it look really bad when you shrink it down? I don't know. We did a bunch of stuff for like an hour and a half last week. So there's that. So you have something like this, and the concept would be you would already have a website potentially. Or somebody would potentially already have a website on 2024, and then maybe they want to go like create a block theme or do a different theme. What happens? I have literally no idea. So we're gonna have to figure this out via this little thing here. Also, I don't want to get too far behind the chat, so let me go back to this. I'm the opposite. I'm glad it doesn't delete data because several times clients have done that accidentally and makes it easy to restore. Yeah, for sure. That I could see that. Are are you saying, Cameron, though, that they're actually deleting like actual custom fields from ACF? I feel like my only retort to that would be that I would not let them actually be in ACF. I would just let them be in the actual custom post type piece rather than in the ACF admin portion. But I could totally see that. And again, that's why I like that Jet Engine as an example makes it a toggle. And it's not, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it's a toggle on every single custom post type independently, not like a global toggle. If I remember correctly. I don't know if I've looked at two, and I turned it on and then looked at a different one. I'll have to double check. But what do we got here? Yeah, so Phil was talking about full site editing there. Thank you. And should the newer version of WordPress where Gutenberg be an add-on plugin and removed from core to make WordPress bloat free? What are your thoughts about it? I like, who was talking about this recently? I think actually I was watching a WP Rhodes live stream yesterday, and he was talking about a bunch of different things, and I popped in, I was leaving some comments, and it was interesting because this topic kind of came up about like just Gutenberg in general. If I like look at things objectively, right? Let's forget all the shit that has happened in the last 2 weeks, okay? If I look at this objectively, I think the concept of Gutenberg is kind of like a good idea. Like in the vision of it is a good idea. I don't know too many people that have like really, obviously when I wasn't really here for it, but when it went from like classic editor to Gutenberg and that whole thing rolled out, I know there was a lot of backlash. I know people left and all that sort of shit. Like I get that. Like at the time, change is hard regardless, okay? But if you look at the vision of like where the internet is going, it's probably a good idea to have some sort of baked in like page building type experience. And I know like it's not a page builder, it is a page builder, okay, whatever. But like it's probably a good idea that somebody in this democratized publishing thing that we're saying here can hop into WordPress and just start building without going over here, right? Without going over here and being like, oh, well, this would be empty. And then I'm like, what the hell is all this shit, right? Like, I mean, we know those problems exist, and those are problems that should probably get fixed. Maybe never will. We don't know. But my thing is like, if you opened up a fresh install of WordPress and you didn't have any plugins, you didn't have like really a theme, like you just had like the default theme or whatever. Now you have to go over here. I remember when it was me, I was like, what do I do here? I was about to quit until I figured out that Elementor was a thing. Okay? So like I totally understand the fact that like that I agree with the fact that that is a vision that should be. And it's broader than that. It's not just the page builder thing. Like there's a lot more that goes into it, but like I think that a website building platform or a publishing platform should have a way to actually build stuff. Should it be in a plugin? Maybe that plugin could get automatically installed by default or something, and then you could just delete it, and then all the features were gone. Maybe I could get behind that one. The thing that like I've seen over my time of like covering this and like just being exhausted and covering all this is that it's not necessarily the idea of Gutenberg, it's just how it's kind of come to be, so to speak, and like all the decisions and the way things have happened, which is so much more of a nuanced thing than just like, oh, we should just get rid of it. You know what I mean? So I like the idea of it. Do I like where it's at right now? We're going to play with it again and we'll see what happens and if it's good or bad and all that sort of stuff. But I don't know. I think those are kind of my thoughts there. I don't think, did I answer that question? Like, should there be another version of WordPress where it's an add-on? I mean, I don't know. There is a Gutenberg plugin right now. It's kind of more like just the beta stuff that's coming. So maybe it could be something like that, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of, again, from everyone's perspective. Like you, everybody on the stream probably, we're going to be in here. We're going to know how to like work around it. It's not going to be great, but we're going to know how to work around it. But a total beginner though, if that is at all a piece of the population of WordPress users, they almost need something to kind of get started in a way. And I'm not saying Gutenberg is necessarily the thing, would be the absolute best, but it is something that's there, and it would be totally like, baked in. So it's kind of It'd be a good starting point at least for them to actually get something going. And I don't know. I hear mixed things. I hear nothing is consistent from what I hear. It's crazy. Like everybody says, some people say, oh, new users love it. Other people say, oh, new users hate it. Like we just have no data on that, so it's crazy. All right, use create block theme plugin, create your own theme, low barrier to entry. Yeah, I I'm the only question I have is about the low barrier to entry thing because I did try it once and I think it was kind of it's not like it's hard, but again, it was kind of interesting. So we'll come back to this and we'll dive into this. If you install beta, you get 2025. Okay, cool. Do it live. I'll write it. We'll do it live. Ciao, everybody. Andre, shouldn't you be writing blog posts for the restaurant website, man? Are you doing it? Are you using AI for that? Honestly, I would. I would. That's an inside joke if you guys don't get it. Never heard of that plugin. Yeah, create block theme. That's what we're talking about. That's the solid one. Are you speaking Italian in the chat here, Brendan? I don't. I should know Italian. When you create a new theme, it creates a blank starter theme. Okay, gotcha. See, like that's my thing is like that part of it. I'm trying to like take mental notes of all this. Again, almost from like a beginner, because I literally am playing the role of a beginner here. Is from these options on screen, what is my option gonna be? So like export 2024 theme as I guess it knows that this is on here. Export zip ready file. Okay, so this is my theme that I currently have. So I could like export this and then upload it to like local or some other website, and I would get the same theme stuff that I already have created, right? Like this situation, like maybe any patterns or anything like that, or create a blank, create a clone, create a child. Currently active. I'm not sure why I'd want to create a clone. I'd need a use case for that. Create a child is kind of interesting. I probably wouldn't create a child necessarily of 2024, perhaps, but I would. That's interesting. All right, we're gonna create a new theme, but I think I'm skeptical. I think we're gonna lose our stuff, right? Which I don't care about. I'm just saying because I would want to know if I was creating a new if I actually cared about this website, I'd want to know if it's gonna go poof. You can simply activate another block theme and it will bring overall content. Okay, all right. I like that lamp. Thank you. We'll find that out in a second here. Export the theme and use anywhere. Okay, I love that. So I answer you on X and switch over to YouTube for now. I don't have much time today for your ask. Midjourney and Leonardo AI have a character reference feature at the top of my head. Okay, interesting. I'll have to check those out. Thank you, brother. I would limit them having access any settings that would break the site. Yeah, I agree with that. It will compile most of the assets and you have used and add them to your own theme like fonts, images. Okay, well, I don't know how much of that stuff I had set up, but it'll be interesting. Clients deleting the fields. Gotcha. WP Codebox still worth getting it, or does ACS make it obsolete? I've personally never used WP Codebox, Dima. I used like code snippets for a while, and then I just stopped doing that because Calvin Alkin told me that it's a bad idea to use code snippet plugins. I mean, I'm not saying the Codebox is bad. I'm just saying like I don't really have a huge use case for it. I think any sort of like custom stuff regarding CSS, SCSS, like Sass, like that type of stuff. I think that ACSS is great for that from everything that I've used. And then honestly, anything else I think I put in just the functions thing, like the functions PHP file. Like, isn't that right here? Right? Nope. They changed the way that this works. Can you even do that over here anymore? Swear to God, wasn't it here before? Am I losing my mind? Isn't there like a theme editor thing? I might be losing my mind on that one, but I could have sworn. Is that not a block thing? I'll have to look into that. I don't know. This is my first time using block themes, so I don't know. But yeah, I've just never used WP Codebox, but I know a lot of people do. So just hand code what you need in the functions file. Yeah. We're all on site editor. We're all in on site editor as a business. Interesting. Cool. Yeah, save yourself the $60 on that. Yep, everybody's agreeing with the functions thing. Blocks are great in concept and definitely much needed in core. The implementation has left a lot to be desired. I would agree with that sentiment. Fair point considering newer folks having something inbuilt for those who are not aware about the page builders like Brickshell Mentor. Yeah, I mean these things are great. Page builders, like they've done a lot, but if you don't know about them, then you're kind of shit out of luck when you get here. You know what I mean? I still think there should be two flavors of the core standard. People using page builders will typically not need Gutenberg. Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with that sentiment either. a lot of people would say that is literally right in front of our faces, and it just hasn't been executed on, like, .com and .org. Obviously now, in the last 14 days, there's a lot of crazy shit happening, so we don't even know what's going to happen. But I could see a world where that was the case. Whether or not that will come to that'll come to actually happen or not, we'll see. Ali, what's up? Thank you for being here. I like when Grav does where the admin interface is a plugin. Interesting. Grav as in Gravity 4? I don't know what Grav is. Grav a theme? Patterns not yet, but there's an issue to be raised for that. Got it. Cool. Almost at the end of these. I appreciate all you guys. I'm busy counting. The money my mesh run is making thanks to the 4 articles. I think they gave me Michelin star too. There you go. Thanks for still exploring from product designer's perspective. This is very helpful for me. Hell yeah, I enjoy it. No code editor. That's interesting. We got to go on the back end then to do that. I'm not going to do that, but we have to do that. Unchained, did you decide to open up the American style pizzeria in Italy? Yeah. Just an option to remove Gutenbloat. Keep WordPress more clear with users. Yeah. Oh, Grav is CMS. Okay. Well, we'll put that on the list and we'll explore that one day. Okay. All right. Let's just play around here, boys and girls. Okay. What do we want to do here? I'm going to say create a blank theme. Sounds great. We're going to call this theme. We're going to call this the MJS gang theme. And and I'm not going to say gang, probably get sued for that or something. Squad theme. You guys can help me build this. The MJS squad theme, whatever. This is a theme we built live on stream while exploring FSE. I don't give a shit. Okay. The WordPress team. No. Oh, I was doing so well typing around this microphone. I haven't came up with a name for the actual community here yet, but MJS Squad is fine for now. And I don't care about the theme then. All right, so we're going to create and activate a blank theme. Theme created successfully. Fantastic. Okay. Whoa, this is an experience. All right. Now, I have... Ah, man. This is so... I have so many thoughts. Hope Matt Medeiros is in the chat somewhere writing down all these issues for GitHub. All right, so well, this is okay. Well, first fun thing of the day here is I had another tab open from before we did that. So let's refresh the page and see what happens. Okay, all right. So that's gone. that's somewhere else. Let's refresh this. Okay. All right, so the content is still there. Cool. Now you would kind of expect this to happen, right? I'm not trying to be an asshole. Like you would kind of expect that to happen to a degree because this is very similar to like actually changing themes, right? Like you can't, I know this isn't a one-to-one comparison, but if you were an Elementor user, right? When I was an Elementor heavy user, I was using Elementor Pro and I was using the Hello theme, right? So when I went and I rebuilt my website in Bricks, just with like the Bricks theme, right? I didn't think that was going to be a one-to-one. Like I probably could have activated Bricks, deactivated Hello, and it probably would have been a nightmare. And I never tried that. Maybe somebody else was brave enough to try that. I just rebuilt the thing. So that is, even though we're all in FSE land here, and we're not going from like a page builder to a page builder environment, this is kind of what you would expect, I feel like. I mean, you would expect it to not be like, oh, now we're good. I'm actually kind of impressed because obviously Create Block Theme is just a blank theme that you can do your own things with. I always try to like hyper analyze the way that things are explained and like marketed, so to speak. And obviously marketed as like kind of like a crazy term in WordPress land because it does and doesn't exist. But the thing about this is that when you jump into WordPress for the first time and you get what we had before, where you had the 2024 theme, right? Let's click on live preview as an example. When you have something like this, right? I feel like a lot of noob people don't understand exactly like what's going on here. Like there's content, but then the theme affects like the styling of all that content. And also I'm wondering if we go into like edit site here. This is so crazy. I don't even know. This is rough. Where is my... What I'm trying to look for is like all of my templates basically. Okay, so yeah, so this is the thing is like what happened here, right? Let's say we had a full site. I'm just trying to, again, understand this. Let's say we had a full site full of templates and all that sort of stuff like over on 2024. And now we move to create block theme, which is like completely bare bones, nothing. If you do that, you like, there was a ton of templates already built in 2024, like a ton of instances of templates, right? Like, you know, blog, home, pages, archives, all that sort of stuff. I didn't have it all set up, but there was a bunch of that kind of by default. Now you move to create block theme and there's nothing here. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I like that you can create your own theme from scratch because that's in a lot of ways, I feel like what we do when we use page builders most of the time. But it is something to understand. And I don't know how many noobs, again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful when I say noobs. I don't know how many newcomers are using create block theme, but it is just something to understand as you kind of like play around and go throughout this. All right. What do we got in the chat here? Code editors under tools. Okay, interesting. Can I check that out? Rob, good to see you. Appreciate you being here. Andrea's in with the Chicago style. Yeah, we're none of us are sure if that's pizza or lasagna. That's kind of a weird, interesting middle ground there. All right. Let's check that out real quick. Ah, there we go. Interesting. That is actually a better place to put that. Yeah. So just real quick on the theme editor thing. If you were going to use like a code box or whatever, then normally the way that I would be careful if you go in here. Do not go crazy. Do not mess anything up. But what I would do is I would make sure you're on the right theme that you want to like affect. And then if we wanted to do like a custom snippet or whatever, does this thing even have a, where's the, does this even have a, let me go over here. Interesting. Does that not have a functions by default? All right, well, I'm just finding so many things that are confusing me. Apparently like create block theme, like you don't have a functions file right away. There's probably a reason for that. Somebody can tell me, but whatever. But let's say like you were in 2024 theme or something that you didn't create yourself. You go into like functions.php and then you would probably, you know, like I would just say like kind of scroll to the bottom. Do not touch anything because you will break things. Be very careful. Make a backup of your site before you touch any of this. But like just go to the bottom and any snippets that you would kind of put in there, I would say like make a comment, you know, do something like a comment like this, say what it is, and then like you could put it in there. Be careful, be careful, be careful. But the only reason I'm bringing this up is because it was a good question. And from what the information that I have from security people, you want to be careful with the code snippet type plugins because if you're not locked down well enough, like depending on how like, there's been so many things like, I don't know what they're specifically called, but like unauthorized code execution type stuff. Like you want to be careful. Like if somebody gets access to that, they have access to something that they could just, you know, remotely kind of execute code. I'm not a security expert. Okay. I'm just trying to give you some information. All right. So that's one thing I would do. This is a little bit safer if you know what you're doing. So just look into that. Maybe just look into that. Don't trust me. Do your own research. Okay. What else we got here? Ali, but noobs does not even need to install the create block. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not saying they have to. I'm just saying it's something to be consider. Working on a recipe CPT. Nice. Let me know how that's going, Rob. Maybe we could play around with some of that or something. Krayler made with a super chat. Brother, not necessary, but I appreciate you. Curious where you're getting the 98 pages from. I noticed the complaint letter is 60 pages. Automatic is so cooked either way. Yeah, so it's a kind of an interesting situation. Appreciate you being here, dog. So this is it. If you guys, well, I mean, I guess you probably saw it then. So I say 98 pages because this PDF is 98 pages with all the exhibits and everything like that. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I guess the main part's only 68. I heard the 98 figure and then I looked and that was the quick little quick little look in the PDF thing. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff here that if you guys have specific questions, we can chat on. But already Theo's, like I said, Theo's made a video kind of covering some of the big topics. I mean, there's actual like, screenshots of text messages and stuff in here. Um, you know, everybody that like not talked about it specifically, but had Matt on has been kind of like cited in here. Yeah, it's wild. So I don't know what to say. I mean, I probably have some opinions that I could, we could talk about specifically, but I would say the main takeaway from this is if you are ever potentially getting wrapped up in a legal case, do not go on every live stream imaginable and talk about it. I mean, again, like if you're telling the truth, maybe, but I think there's a reason they tell you not to say anything. Lawyers tell you not to say anything. And again, I'm not even like trying to criticize Matt directly here, because I did appreciate. I want to actually say this. I did really appreciate the level of openness that I saw from Matt Mullenweg the last 10 days or whatever. I really did appreciate that. I'm a guy that values openness. Okay, like I'm streaming. Like I'm a big streamer guy. I try to do that, right? I value like honesty. Unfortunately, we don't know if people are being honest until like people are held accountable. So we'll see like how much of the stuff, because like there's a lot of claims in this complaint letter that like Matt lied, and so to speak. So we'll see about that. But I value the openness. Quickly, I'll tell you a quick little story here. At some point, I said like transparent. I think it was on Matt's WP Minute stream, me and him the other day, and I said I value that like Matt has been transparent. There is a difference between like transparency, openness, and honesty. Transparent, you kind of feel like that is slightly associated with truth. And again, I'm not saying anybody lied here. I'm just telling you that this complaint letter literally claims like lies. So what I did appreciate was the openness. Whether that was the best idea or not, we'll find out. But that was my read on the situation there. And yeah, I don't know what this means, because the other thing is, we'll get back to the FSE stuff, but the other thing is like the post complaint reaction just in the last 12 hours has been very interesting to me, because it's just like I actually feel, and again, I'm speaking in generalities from what I'm observing. They could be completely wrong, and they absolutely are completely wrong from person to person. But an overwhelming sense of me is this is my read on the situation. There are so many people that are ingrained in this community and have been for so long. Now I'm a little newer to the community part, so I can kind of, again, this is one of the benefits that I bring, is like a fresh set of eyes. There are so many people that are like so ingrained in this is like their life's work, right? Just like it's Matt's, and they care so deeply about it because they have literally spent years building whatever they're building, okay? And that is very valid. They see something like this, and at first they react to it, and then they're like, okay, and like so much has happened, and so many emotions, so much like stimulus in the last 14 days, and they react to it, and then they kind of get tired of it at a certain point because it is like exhausting, okay? And we all need to go do other shit and make money. So that it gets kind of exhausting. And then last night, this comes out. And this is like the biggest, like most detailed thing so far. All the other stuff has been like quick little hit events and stuff like that has impacted people. And this one, though, is like, okay, this is what happened. Like, this is their version. This is their story of what happened, right? And from Matt, we've kind of gotten like a bunch of different like pieces together and stuff like that. So now people are like seeing this and like, oh shit. Like that you look at this and like, if this is all true, which again, like, I don't know where it goes from here, but if this is all true, it's like, people have actually expressed what I would classify as real concern, borderline what I said before about people like have invested so much time and energy into this whole ecosystem. They've invested all that, and they now have they're concerned, borderline fear of what is going to happen next. At minimum, uncertainty, okay? And nobody likes to feel uncertain, right? Like that's not a fun feeling in whatever the case is, especially something that like is adjacent to your professional career or is your professional career and is your sense of livelihood. So I'm very empathetic to all of that, okay? At the same time, I don't know what it is about like my processing of this situation so far, but from the get-go, based on everything I said earlier about like as soon as I walked in here, I was super confused about the apparatus and everything like that. Like this isn't like the question that I would have for the community if I was going to do a poll is like, is this surprising though? I'm not talking about like the specific like actions of Matt or whatever they're claiming. I'm saying, is it surprising that like from this, there is like so much confusion and so much weird stuff, like the line about like the portion in this complaint about like the IRS stuff that they're claiming or whatever, that it hasn't been like I can't even exactly maybe I could find it, or you guys tell me what line it's on or whatever and I'll look at it, but like it's like that part where it's like, oh, we haven't like there's so much confusion even at like a large scale. Not like, we're not talking like the noobs and the plebs of like WordPress or whatever are like confused about like at the top it's confusing, like of like what is WordPress, where's this trademark at, who owns this, what's the like what like that flow chart that they put out about like automatic. I'm just saying it's confusing, okay? And I'm just saying that like it's not surprising to me that there are so many weird like nitpicking things and like problems that could actually be legal issues. It's not surprising. Like I've looked at it, I've seen this for like a year. I've been the whole year. I've been like, the timing is uncanny that this is all coming to a head here, because I've been on the WP Minute. I've been on all these places. I've been like, guys, what the fuck is going on here? Like, just I'm a guy that searches for like, just like I want to understand it. I don't even really care. I say this all the time. I don't care what the answer is. Just let me understand it, and then I'll form my opinion around it. It's been a year and I can't get like a good solid understanding of what's going on here. So it's just crazy to me. And then something like this happens, and it's like I'm just not surprised because I knew it was confusing. The only thing, last thing I'll say here, and then we'll go back to the comments, is like, who else is surprised? Like, are we surprised? Like, I'm getting like genuine surprise from people that have been here for such a long time, and I'm just kind of confused on that because I just got here and I'm confused. Have you guys been confused the whole time? Have you just pushed it aside? Did you think you knew what was going on and you didn't know what was going on? That's my thought process on it. And again, there's no real right or wrong answers there. I'm again just genuinely kind of curious. I'm like, where we're kind of at with all that. All right, that was a fun one. What do we got here? Somebody clip that one. Yeah, 62 pages. The exhibit's 98. Maybe I embellished a little bit, but the PDF's 98. Dave, didn't appreciate you being here. Yeah, without the exhibits. Okay, gotcha. Executable code in database is not recommended. Is that if we put it in functions, is that in the database? Is that in the database, or is that in the files structure? I'm not sure. I'm gonna need clarification on that one. But I agree with what you're saying there. I think like, yeah, you shouldn't. I don't think you should put like actual PHP stuff, right, in database entries, so to speak. Time for me to bed. Peace out, Cameron. Appreciate you being here, brother. Good to see Dave in. Let's see what we got. I wish I could turn off all info about the back and forth between Matt and the engine. Yeah, sorry, David. Yeah, if you're on X, I don't know if you can do it on Facebook, but if you're on X, you just gotta like just start blocking words. I don't know, like muting like WP Engine words and muting whatever. Matt was a total moron for doing what he did. You shouldn't appreciate it. His actions damaged WordPress. Are we saying I shouldn't appreciate it? What part shouldn't I appreciate? Doing for what he did. I definitely didn't say that I appreciate his actions. I said I appreciate his openness, because if he would have been silent, we would have all been speculating. And I'll tell you this, I hate the speculation. Like, I don't want to speculate. I probably end up speculating because it's like human, but I try to actively not do that. I actively try to figure out what the information is, and then I comment on, like, I'll give my opinion on the actual information. Like, do I think that was a good idea? Do I think that was a bad idea? And if you don't care about my opinion, that's totally fine too. But that's what I do. That's part of my shtick here. I definitely don't appreciate his actions though that are in this document. So I want to make that clear. Tiago, transparency is not hiding things. The thing is, if you are lying, then you're hiding the truth. So you're not being transparent. Well, I tried to clarify. I don't know when these comments were made, but I tried to clarify that too. I think openness is interesting. But yeah, if you're being open and lying, not ideal. No, wouldn't say that's ideal. I don't think anyone wants to see automatic cooked, or if you do, you lack true understanding of how that would impact everyone. Yeah, I agree with that too. Um, yeah, I got some thoughts on that. I'm sure there's some follow up comments though. Yeah, we don't want. I don't think most people want WordPress to die though. Yeah, so we'll come back to that. I don't want to see automatic cook, but I don't see any other way this goes without significant damage on their business sentient WP community. Yeah, see, that's another thing. I've been genuinely surprised, but haven't been deeply involved in the WordPress community in the past year. Yeah, so like again, back to that kind of like, I think there's this idea, there's this weird thing where like we have like our we have like the like we have what we want and then what we think is logically going to happen. And I normally try to stay like kind of again in the middle of that, so to speak. Like I want WordPress to be prosperous. I want the block editor to be fantastic. I want FSE to be amazing. I want all of those things. Well, but like we as humans, we only have like actual past actions and present actions to determine any sort of like small projection or prediction into the future. And this document looks pretty fucking bad. Like, so I think we could probably, if we're having like a nuanced conversation, we could say that like automatic as an instance, nobody wants it to get cooked, but this document doesn't look good for the situation, for the future of like the situation here. So I think it's a little more, I think it's nuanced. Automatic isn't cooked. This will never go to court. WP is going to get a nice payday though. We got a prediction there. Hopefully that happens. I guess. Okay, I'm gonna make another comment on that though. Is like, I know Matt Medeiros in the comment section here. I know we've talked about this many times, and it's kind of like you're either with WordPress and Matt Mullenweg, or you're not in it. Like that those are kind of the options, right? Like it's as of again, if we're taking the past and kind of like moving to the future, it's like Matt Mullenweg is not going anywhere from everything that we can kind of see, right? So it's like you're either in this game as it is or you're out of it. I'm starting to understand that, but we'll see what happens moving forward here, because this is I feel like this is slightly unprecedented. I don't know, I haven't been here for all 21 years, but I feel like this is like slightly escalated from all the other times we've seen. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, if you the question that I would have is like, if it isn't cooked and they're just going to get a nice payday, okay, great. Maybe then we just go back to business. But I also really hate though the idea of like just not sweeping it under the rug, but sweeping like concerns of the community like under the rug, so to speak. Like just like, again, if we just take a step back for a minute, we rewind the tape 10 days and we look at like how the community has, the general community, obviously it's only a certain amount of people, because only a certain amount of people actually follow this stuff, but it has transcended so many different like even like news outlets and almost like outside of like the immediate industry, so to speak, and community of WordPress. The look of it and the concerns, it's almost like you look at it and it's like people say, oh, that doesn't look right, or that's concerning me, this, XYZ, whatever event or bit of detail you see. And then it's like, are we actually suggesting that we're going to like pay these guys off? We're going to put this all back and we're just going to forget about this? Like, is that actually what's going to happen? I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying, like, if automatic isn't cooked, if we just pay WP Engine and everything's right as rain, like, is that how it works? I mean, maybe it does. Maybe that is how it works. And if it is, then okay, we can navigate that. But I'm just like that timeline to me is just wild. That like you could just forget about shit like that. I don't know. I don't know. It's wild. Function is in files and not database, but snippet plugins save them. Yeah. Okay. That's it. Exactly. Database is down. Recipe enter now to style the templates. Okay. What are you using for that, Rob? Are you using Bricks for that? This whole WP drama has led me back to the thesis war back in the day. I had no idea about that one. Yeah, Chris Pearson has been putting out some interesting like short videos about that. It's been he kind of gave the whole the background, and then some other things as well. So it's kind of interesting insight perspective. Right there with you. I want WordPress to succeed, but I'm genuinely becoming convinced that Matt has the inability to be the leader of WordPress and needs and will drag everything down. I mean, I would say I see signs of that. People are really good at pointing out all of the past things that have happened. Right? There's a whole podcast now called WP Drama that is going to be seasons of this. Like, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like it's, again, I've talked, again, I cite Matt Medeiros all the time because we talk every single day and we talk about these things, and I'm immensely grateful for the knowledge that he has bestowed upon me in this last year plus here of all this. And I've learned so much more than you could have asked to learn in 1 year with this. And it's just my personality. Like, I want to soak it all up. And it's like, if this, like, we've talked about the cycles before where things happen, and it's like, I just don't know, like, if it happens, like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Like, at what point are we just like, you know what? Maybe there's a theme here. And then at what point do you just say, okay, well, I can live with that, or I move? I don't know. That's kind of the thought process. WP Engine is the same size as Automatic, and in my opinion seems to have the better law firm. I don't think they're backing down. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. The payoff probably will happen. Less risk for both sides. I mean, I'm not going to say I hope you're right, Dave, because I don't know the nuance of that, like, pro or con for all of us, so to speak. But I mean, it's a valid prediction. Bricks, frames, ACS, nice. When I said Automatic is cooked, I was simply meaning that they don't get out of this without consequences, be it losing money or leadership shakeup. I don't see WordPress dying from this. Yeah. I mean, allegedly, we're in the allegedly territory, but published is 37 Automatic employees have already left based on the severance type thing. So we're cleaning, you could say we're cleaning house, so to speak. And Josepha as well is now gone, from what I understand. So I don't know. I mean, there's absolutely a shakeup. It's probably like based on those facts, it's kind of like, okay, you're either with me or you're out of here type thing from the top down, I would say. So, which, I mean, I don't love that, but I understand it from a leadership perspective. I'm not saying it's like a good leadership tactic, but I understand it, like, okay, yeah, well, we can't have like our company is going this direction. Like, regardless of what you think, I don't think Matt's necessarily like an evil person or anything about that. I just like, he has a vision and he wants to go that way. And he's like, well, if you're not here, I respect you and I'm going to pay you to leave. Like, I don't know if that's good, bad, and different or whatever, but it's kind of seems like what's happening there. So that's interesting. WP Engine is a leech. Can you really blame Matt for trying to get the leech off of WordPress's back? Would I classify them as a leech? I see where you're coming from there. I don't know if I would say that. I don't know if I would agree that they're a leech. I feel like a leech might be too strong of a word. What I do feel like is that WP Engine is like probably extremely sophisticated. And I'm not saying sophisticated is necessarily like a good or a bad thing. Like, this is an extremely nuanced piece here, so I can't just like generalize it, but I'm going to. What I would say is, from what I've seen, is that to call them a leech is a bit of a stretch, but to call them like a sophisticated, like, potentially private equity driven corporation, definitely not a stretch. What I mean when I say sophisticated, I don't necessarily mean that in like, oh, he's sophisticated type. I mean that more of like, they know how to play this game and they're gonna play it. You know what I mean? It's like the typical like corporate stuff. I think the big thing. Okay, another big riff coming here. Okay. Opinion. WordPress is way bigger than probably Matt or anybody ever thought it was going to be, okay? And it could be a good thing. But the bad part about that is when you get to a certain size, now you're playing with the big dogs, right? And while I appreciate like Matt like standing up to those big dogs, it is a different game. Like this is like we're talking like global scale type world stuff here where there are people in these private equity firms and these large corporation type things that are investing and doing all this sort of stuff. Like they run shit. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying they run it and they know how to play it. And this isn't their first rodeo. So I think that's kind of a little bit, we're seeing a little bit of that in here. It's a 98 page with exhibits document of all the shit that has happened in 10 days, and prior, I guess, too, with some of the text messages and all that sort of stuff. Like, they're not messing around. You know what I mean? Like, they're out for blood because that's who they are. And again, I just think that, here's what I think, okay? If I had to sum that up, I would say, I'm not agreeing with the way that part of the world and the business world like kind of behaves, or so to speak. However, I do think that you have to try to outsmart them. Maybe it's not possible, but what we've done here is kind of just like, I feel like Matt's approach was just like kind of like brute force, like kind of like recluse in a way. And nobody has, I've seen no opinions that say like he went about it the right way, right? So that's a signal to me. It's like, Matt, I agree. I want to agree with you, man. I want to be fully behind you. And some people are, right? Like kind of blindly. But like, I want to be fully behind you, bro. But like, this was not the way to do this. You know what I mean? So it's like, when you bundle up all of that nuance, it's like, I can't come to an actual good conclusion about like where we end up how we end up at the stage. It's crazy. But thank you for making Climb Portal build videos. Chris, thank you for being here. Appreciate that. That was a way to lighten the mood there. Yeah, Climb Portal videos. I should probably go back to them. If you have any questions on that, definitely let me know, and I will do my best to kind of help out there and do some other stuff. If we have anything specific, I can spin that up. But if we could talk more about this. But if you guys want to flip back to FSE land, we could do that too. Because I don't know where we ended up. How do we build on the create block theme? Yeah, we're off the soapbox now. I feel like those were clippable. Might have to. But let's get back into this. Something that actually may matter, may make some people money if we utilize this stuff, work on it, and understand it. Assuming all is right as rain in the WordPress world moving into the future here. I have faith. All right, so we created a block theme. We called it da-da-da-da, whatever. How do we have templates. So this is something that I was trying to explore last time. Last time I used create block theme, and that wasn't on stream. But let's take a look at this. I'm gonna utilize. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play the role of a noob and also play the role of a page builder, experienced person, and see what is like similar and different. We created this block theme. We did nothing else, and we have an index template. So I think you have to have an index template. I don't think there's any way to delete this. I think you have to have an index template. Pretty terrible name in my opinion, because I know what index means, but I don't think anybody else new is going to know what index means. So that's kind of confusing, but it is what it is. I'm actually kind of torn on that, because like it's funny how that's the one thing that we left from like, general like kind of programming, standardized stuff. Everything else is kind of non-standardized at this point. All right. Back to productive stuff. Yes, sir, Richard. Yes, sir. Honestly, I think the other stuff is important. You just can't get wrapped up in it. If you have the ability to consume it and also do the productive stuff, I feel like that's the best, because you need to be tapped into a slight degree, because if something does happen, we don't want to get blindsided. But I agree, there absolutely is a tipping point of too much information and stimuli in that regard. So Let's figure out how to use this thing. All right, so we have index here. All right, so that's our fallback. I have no idea what I'm doing. Um, front page would mean like, okay, maybe that's our front page. I don't know what blog home means. Single posts does make sense to me. Archives, pages. Let's click on pages. Okay, so we could do specific pages. So these would be templates for specific ones. Can I go back right here? Nope. I'm clicking the back button on my mouse and I'm getting something over here. If I click this, I want to go. What I want to do is I want to go back because I clicked specific page instead of all pages, and I want to go back and I want to do all pages. Now I have to redo the whole thing. Okay, don't like that. We need some back buttons in this UI because the back button doesn't work. It affects this. It's not affecting the modal. It's affecting the back stuff. So somebody write that issue down. I need we need an AI for every time I find an issue, and then that issue needs to accurately describe it and post it to GitHub. That's what we need. All right. Okay, now I'm confused. All right, so we have a pattern. Okay, we don't need to do this. This is the UI thing where you don't need to click a pattern. Okay, this just out of curiosity too. We're going into the weeds here. Does close and skip do the same thing? Kind of weird. Okay. All right, so this would be a page. Now our page. Here's what I'll do because I don't normally build like this. I don't normally build like what I would call a single page template. That's in world of page builders, that's kind of what I would say this would be. I don't normally do that, but I'm going to throw in like a heading here. I'm going to throw in an H1. And I'm going to say, is there any like global-ish styling stuff that we could do? I'm just going to put this in the middle. And just for funsies, I'm just trying to show how this kind of like, okay, well, that was super weird. Why did I add a background? And I added a background and an added padding automatically. Why? Wait, what? Oh man, you guys kidding me right now? Is that a bug or was that by design? Did you guys see what happened there? Do I need to go back? Oh my God, where am I now? I clicked the back button. That was did that save? I'm so confused. Did that save automatically? All right, so here's what I got to show you guys that again. I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna start over here. Hang on a second. Okay, so if you have a paragraph or something, and then I wanted to just add a heading. So I have a heading in here, and I want H1 because here's what I'm building. Basically, I'm building like you can think like every page is gonna have a header and a footer, right? And that's kind of your standard thing. But then every page is gonna have would just have a hero section on it, like a simple hero section with a title, so to speak. Okay, you find that a lot. You just normally don't necessarily build it like this, but I'm just playing around here just so I can understand the structure of how this works. So you go center, and then you go, and then I went like this, and I was on my block here, my heading block, and now maybe you don't put the background on the heading. Maybe you put a group in there first, okay, whatever. But this is like super weird user experience to me. So I just clicked here. I clicked background. I put a background on my heading. And then I come down here and I have padding and I have margin, which I don't like that I have to open these up every time, but separate thing. And now I have padding. But do you guys see what's happening here? Like I just put a background and for some reason automatically added padding, which I don't hate, but I also don't think that makes sense one-to-one. Like that's not how I would want that to work. But even more than that, now I have padding and it's not reflected in the padding settings. Now I'll save, I'll give a benefit of the doubt. I'll save, I'll reload. I'll come back in here. I have to open these up again. It's still not in there. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like it's not in there. Like it's not showing that I have padding. That is, to me, like definitely a weird user experience now. Cause like it's like it added it, but it's not showing me. It's a little strange. Don't really like that. I really need to write all these down. Okay, let's try something different though. Let's do a group, which I don't know where anything is. I think you can go cool like this and you just say like /group. Cool. Something like this. And then in here, heading, cool, H1, got it. this. I guess I'll center this. Looks a little weird, but I guess it's not all the way. Okay. And then, so in the group now, let's go in the group and let's go to style, which I would never know that that's the style button. Okay, so when you do it on a group, doesn't add padding. Probably would like some padding potentially on my group. What does block spacing do? I think that's within maybe. Okay. Could do minimum height as well, I suppose. What if we did like a view height of like 20, 25, just for funsies. So like when you load up the page and this is like 25% of the thing. I don't want this padding anymore. Well, I do want the padding, kind of. Definitely still probably want some padding. But the one thing I was just trying to do here, can I align these bad boys here? How can I take position? No. How do I take? This is weird. I have a group, right? Let's pin our thing out. I definitely had that pinned. Where is that? Where are these weird preferences at? Always show the list open view. That doesn't work. I have the group, and all I want to do here is like take this heading and put it in the middle. Like, you know, align it. I don't know, align it whatever center or whatever the actual CSS type thing would be. So if I'm in group, this is how I would do it in bricks, right? I would go to here, and then I would say group transform to stack. How about a stack? No. And you guys know how to do this? Oh, okay. Row, middle. I don't know if that's actually... That was the only way I could figure out how to do that. So that's that. Now, for fun... Just for funsies, how do you... Is this impossible? Obviously, you wouldn't do that. But is it impossible to do that? To bring in the page title? How do I get dynamic data in here? Is that not a thing? The padding issue is by design, and that's weird. That comes from starting version of block editor that was created only for content. Okay, I don't fully get that, but I appreciate that context. Thank you. I would assume H1 had some global styling, and when move the slider, you override it. Maybe, but I thought this was fresh. The problem of block editor is they always have to make sure it's compatible with older versions. Ew. Okay. While I get that, that's also rough. Market just came in, so I don't know what happened before. But did you set all your global settings before you got started? And thank you for being here. No, I didn't, because I am exploring and I have really no idea where that is currently. Maybe here. But also this is create block theme. So I was assuming that everything was completely default and didn't do anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just didn't really have any opinion on anything because it was a fresh theme. But I could be wrong on that assumption, for sure. Elementor Bricks is way better in terms of building sites or templates compared to this. I mean, you can't really compare this directly off of me because I've never used this. If I was a little bit better, then maybe I would, maybe it would be a little bit easier. But yeah, there's specific block for, okay, block for title. Okay. Let's go find a block. Let's go find a page title block. Actually, that does make sense. Don't really like that at all, but yeah. Okay, well, at least you can make it a heading. Okay, lovely. What else we got here? Okay, let's get rid of this guy here. All right, so we got our title here. Terrific. Save. It's just for funsies, kind of come out here, go to pages, because I don't know what I have. Hey, look at that. Awesome. That's really cool. All right, so this is the part I think, Oh, okay. Wait a minute. So this is the part that kind of like confuses me slightly, or doesn't really confuse me, but it's okay. I don't know what the hell I just refreshed to there. I thought I was editing the site still, and I was editing a page. Okay. So here's my thing here. This is extremely hard to navigate. Okay, so if we go over here, right, and we have index. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. How do I? There, I see a button here. I see pages, and then I. Oh, wait a minute. So this. Somebody correct me here. The index thing essentially never shows up as long as you have like a template made for everything else. The index one doesn't show up. Is that what I'm understanding? It's kind of what it seems like, because it just seems like like when I made pages and I'm looking at pages, it just overrides everything. So let's do an example. Let's go to here. Yeah, okay, I think that's it. So like I have pages, I have a pages template, so all the pages are going to be pages. Um, I guess I get that. All right. Slash page title. Yeah, you got it. When you understand template hierarchy in WordPress, you understand how templating works. I mean, I get the template. I get the template hierarchy. I mean, I'm figuring it out, but I get how it works in like page builder land. But in this, it is definitely different. Okay, so let's have some fun here. Okay, right? So let's do this. Let's do a real world example, right? So if I go to marksamansky.co, right? So in this, right? Let's compare and contrast, because I think this is the best way to learn for people that aren't used to this. If you're in bricks builder land, then let's talk about how this website is constructed. I could go in the back end, but I'm not going to, because I know how it works. So this is a page. This is home, the page. This page is constructed via like just the bricks building thing. Like you're editing the page home. There's no template on this. This is not a template. So from right underneath this header here, all the way to the bottom, above where my logo is down here, that is the page home. That is the content, the page content on home, right? Above it is a header template, and below it is a footer template. Now, what I suspect is that is not how this works. I am pretty sure on every, what I'm saying is in page builder land, you create a header and then you put conditions on where you want that header to show up. I am almost certain in FSE world, you build your header and you build your footer, and then you have to insert those template parts into templates, which, while I understand, it's definitely different, and I feel like you could potentially say it's more work. So I'm gonna put my header. Now I'm on my page template, and I'm gonna put my header up at the top of this. So then when I go back to my website, I now have a header there. And I would expect to have my header on this page. And I expect to have my header on this page. I would not expect to have my header on the tools page. I know what's going to show up on the tools page. It's going to be the index template. Pretty confident that's the index template. So let's do another fun exercise. So if we come back to our templates and we go to add new templates, and we go to tools is a custom post type, and /tools is an archive. So you could say archives, or you could say archive tools down here. And there's nothing, right? Obviously there's no patterns or anything. So down here we would want, like, let's say we want all of our pages to have that, that template that we had before. And then this one, we want to have a group, and we want to have, I could probably just, for sake of this, let me just grab this thing. Can I just copy this guy like this and just drop it in here? No, no. I thought that was a big turn on to this. Where are we going? How do I copy this guy? I thought I could have sworn I pressed Control C. I'm Control Ving. We're not getting anything here. How do I paste this shit in here? Paste. Paste styles. No. I literally thought for sure we could just do it like this. How do I? All right, that'll work. So this would be. It's interesting. I wonder if it's going to be a page title or tools title. I'm going to change the color of this. We're just doing basic stuff just to understand the templating. No. Okay. Right here. Okay. We're going to change this to red. So our tools, our tool archive, we're going to set to be this. I think it already worked, actually. Nope, didn't already work. Archive tool. Let's get rid of this. Too many tabs opened. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait. That's... Wait, is that a single? Yo, wait a minute. Is that a single? No. Maybe I did something wrong the first time? What is tool archive? I thought archive tool would have been the tools archive. Archives, single item post, yes. Single item tool, okay. All archives. Let's just do all archives for now. Let's not go crazy. Title, let's change this to this nice green color. Save. Come back over here. Okay. Kind of confused. Tools is definitely a thing here. It's not tool, is it? Okay, I don't know how I got tools up there. I guess maybe I clicked that incorrectly the first time. Okay, so now I have all archives and then I have a more specific one. Okay, so that works. FSE is so confusing. I mean, it's absolutely different. It's not so easy to explain this to you from the chat. I'll gladly give you a walkthrough sharing my screen, pointers, letter point. I mean, yeah, I'm down for that. I mean, I'm trying to figure it out here. I definitely know how it works, even though it doesn't maybe look like that. I'm just not sure that I don't necessarily know. I don't necessarily want to say I don't agree with it, but it is. If you're a person that, okay, so here's what I'll say. If you're a person that came into WordPress as a graphic designer in and tried to figure out like Elementor, this is going to be way different just because like there's similar pieces, but everything is named differently. And the way that you affect the templating is different, like just objectively. Like I can't say, hey, I built a header, put it on all my pages. You can't do that. You can't do that. Let me rephrase what I said there, because I said pages. I built a header and I want this same header across my entire website. How do you do that? Do you do that in one click? Is it possible to do that in one click? Genuine question. If I wanted to put this header, just as an example, across everything, don't I have to physically put it in every single template? Or no, is there a different way to do that? In other page builders, the header and footer are inserted by page, but FSE you have to do it manually. I think this is more flexible, but of course the conditions are missing. Yeah. Yeah, I think I don't know what happened with the tool thing. Yeah. It is a mind shift. Okay, so how do I do the header thing? So if I am add it to your pages template, well, I don't know where we're at in the stream with the lag and stuff, but so if I'm here, right? Editor templates, all archives, tool, index, pages. Okay, well, it's going to be on all the pages. Yeah, I get that, but I want it on all the screens. I want it at every single URL. I want that header up there. A header container, and let's see. So we create a header container and add a header in there. Then you can replace that in one place. Interesting. Okay. Oh. Okay. So is there? Let's see here. I'm gonna get rid of this archives. Well, actually. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the archives because I don't. This one, I guess what happens here is like you have archives, and this becomes technically a fallback for less specific archives because then this tool, yeah, template serves as the fallback, yeah. So I have the tool thing set up, even though I don't know why I didn't name it with tools, but you have this. So I'm just gonna get rid of this. This is not necessary. Okay, and then we'll need a. Okay, how about I want a template for just a specific. We might get to that maybe. Oop, just a specific like category of tools. Can I do that? How do we do this header thing? This is intriguing. Oh, we're all over the place here. Hang on a second. I was behind in the chat. Have you created it as a template part? Yeah. If only I can control your mouse. No, this is the fun of it. I wasn't reading the comments. Yeah. There's also a delay, so I'm up to speed now. I'm up at the last one, so I'll look at the chat here. So I was doing something different here. So type in header in the editor. All right, here. Okay, so let's do that. All right, let's get rid of the group. I know how to make a header. I'm pretty sure we have a header here. I'm pretty sure it's actually there we go. We got a header. Here's the header. It's a template part. It's a header. Comes built in, pretty sure. I also did this last week when we had the 2024 thing, and now we have this. So this is our header, right? This is our header. This is a template part, right? It's our header. So we have a header as a template part. We have a footer as a template part, and for some reason we have a spacer. Don't know how that got in there. I'm gonna take that out of there. So now what? So we have this. So I mean, I know how to do this, right? Like if you were building a single for a tool, you could just like go in here and you could say like just say like slash header even, and you just brought in the template part. Totally get that. Totally get that. Right. Yeah. No. I think we're on the same page here. I know I'm on a different template right now. I'm on the single item, but yeah, this isn't really that big of a deal, I guess. I mean, but my thing is like if I create another template, now I have to like just drop in my header and my footer again in that template. Right? So let's say we have a website. Let's stop with the development for a second. Let's just think. Let's say we have a website and then we decide, okay, well, we're going to actually I got two scenarios in my head. Okay, so we have a website, right? And we need to add a new custom post type. They come to you and they say, "All right, hey, we're actually going to have resources now. So you need to create a new CPT, the custom fields, all that stuff. And we need at least 2 more templates now. We need to build 2 more templates. We need to build the archive, the specific archive for those resources. And we need to build the specific single template for those resources. So those are 2 templates. So now we're going to come in here. We're going to type in, we're going to come over here. We're going to go editor. We're going to go templates. We're going to go add new templates. We don't have it in here, obviously, but it'll say like archive resource and single item resource. And we're going to create those, right? And then we can create those. But when we go to create those, we're not just creating the middle like content piece of that. We also have to create like we have to throw in the header and the footer in the top and the bottom. It's not a big deal, but it is something that you still have to manage because that's not how it normally works. This is like watching a man. Yeah, it's something like that. I'm really not getting it. Let's go over here. Is this it? Is this her? Guys, I appreciate this a lot. I think we're kind of talking past each other because I have been using this for 7 years and I know how all this works. I'm not saying I know it like definitively how it all works in FSE land, but I know how the template things work. I'm not just creating like pages on every one of my sites, even though I'm building with page builders. Like I'm saying that like the way that this works, I guess is obviously closer to core. But the thing that I think so many people, I'm trying to actually get to the root of the reason why people don't like this and why it's at least confusing and hard to start with. And I think the reason is because they've been conditioned to using conditions rather than actually like physically putting template parts into templates, which I'm not saying is necessarily a bad thing. I'm just saying like it is, I have not seen like good like explanation. Now this is a solid visual here. Single page post, static page templates. Man, this whole page thing really this whole page thing is very archaic when you look at it like this. This is so unnecessary. Damn. Okay. My leg is falling asleep. Ow. All right. So we got an archive page. Archive, yeah, this makes sense. Okay, year, month, day, all this stuff. Okay, single page, cool. Page template, custom. Blog post, there page, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty familiar. Yeah, pretty familiar. I don't see anything about headers on here. And that's kind of the reason that I was kind of started that conversation. Okay. I mean, if that's how you have to do it, that's how you have to do it, I guess. I'm not sure what a custom template is either. Post with a sidebar. Interesting. That would be an interesting one to look at. Yeah, it's for sure a mindset shift. Okay. Let me think about this for 2 seconds. All right, so you have pages. There's no way to do conditioning. Is there any hacky way to do conditioning? Is there any way to go here? Also, there we go. Okay, that's fixed. Okay, so if we're looking back at our template hierarchy here, is there any way to... Okay, so I'll give you guys another example. Yeah. Okay, let me give you another real world example. You guys tell me how you would handle it. All right, so let's say that I have... how many templates do I have in bricks? I have at least... Fuck it, why don't I just log in there? I have at least 10 templates in bricks. Okay. So I want to change my header, right? I want a brand new header. So I would go over and I would go to patterns and I could say new pattern and I could like add a new template part, I guess. And I could say header and I could say my new header, right? And I could probably go in here and I could say like, I don't know, either I could copy it or I could just go like, I could go like this and like copy this stuff. I know what I'm doing right now is I'm putting a template part in time. Don't worry about that. What I'm saying is I want to change my whole header, right? So the header that I have on there, we'll call it ID1, okay, just for simplicity. ID like 1. Without like I would need to overwrite that in order for that header to change everywhere with this templating part system, right? If I didn't want to overwrite it, I want to have 2 instances of my header. I just want to like make a new header and swap that header into all the other places. How do I do that? How would I do that without having to physically go into 10, 15, 20 templates and swap that out manually after the site's like done and been worked on and we're just ready to change it now? Because obviously I'm putting a thing within a thing here. What if I just went like this though? Just went, no. The problem is I get why this is like this. Cause like this is, I feel like we're actually writing. I feel like this is how you would actually develop like a, from my experience, like a back in the day, like a, almost like an HTML or like an AS, like I know this is like dated or whatever, but like an ASP.NET website where like you would have your slash index or whatever, your index file would have like the content in it, and then above and below it you would kind of like reference the header and reference the footer in each file. So I do get how that works. I just think like I don't know if I think it's just the way it has to work then. Like there's no way to do conditioning because how would you? Unless you did like something extra. I don't hate it. I just think that it's click the 3 dots and replace. So we create a container template part and add a header inside there. That way. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. All right. Well, that's interesting. So a container. Interesting. All right. So let's try that. So this is our header. This is our actual header, right? Man, where are we going here? Let me just get back to wherever the hell I need to go here. All right, so we have templates, we have patterns. If we go back to patterns, let me get rid of our other. Can I change this to like first header or something? Oh boy. What do we title this bad boy? Nope. Maybe you can't. I'm sure you can somewhere. I don't know. I don't care. All right, so you're saying... Are you saying you're putting that... Are you putting that group... It's not a container, right? It's a group. Are we saying we put that group inside the template part? Oh, it's a separate template part. That's what it is, I bet. Yeah. Okay, wait a second. All right, I got it. New template part. We're going to call it header. I'm going to call it header holder. It's not going to be a header, though. Oh, boy. It's not... It's not going to be a header, though, right? Yeah, I got that. I'm here. That was a little laggy, yeah. Okay, what do you click, though? Phil, do you go general or do you go header here? It's got to be general, right? Can you have two headers on one page? Oh, all right. Well, let's try it. All right. So you have a header, right? And then you go in here and you say slash header. Okay, great. And then you say save, whatever. I know it's header holder, but it is what it is. All right. So then you come over to your, you come over to your templates. You come over to our archive for tools. You come up and you go, just give me a thing. You say header holder. What the hell happened? Where's my header holder? Did I not save it? What? What is going on here? Okay. I see. Okay, I don't see what's happening here though. Why is this not I got three headers. Header holder, new header, header. Header holder is the one with our cool thing going on. It's a header within a header. It's very scary. Oh, you can't rename this main one or delete it. Jesus. Call it replacement header. All right, so this is our container thing. This is our, aren't you gonna have two headers though in there when you do this? Maybe the, who's in my driveway? Maybe, I don't know. All right, header holder. Why am I not seeing that over here? Try refresh. I can refresh. Reloading. Choose header holder. There we go. You guys are smart. All right. All right, so we have a header holder now. Okay. And within that, we have a header holder, and within that, we have our default header thing. Cool. All right, so if we go over to, that's a nifty solution, Phil. I give you the huge credit there. I have some reservations, but I think I do have faith that that's definitely gonna work. It's gonna get the job done. Okay, go up, please. Thank you. Get rid of this one. Nope, can't do that. Oh, just get rid of the whole thing, please. Thank you. All right, so now on our pages and whatever the hell the other one was that I did, the pages and the archive tool, which should be, okay. Now on the pages and the archive tool, we have that situation going on. So now, if I go to the header holder, and this is something, and I go and I change my name to whatever, just so we know something changed. Now I changed this header in one place, and over here, when we go to, we could probably just see it right here, actually. We don't even need to go check on anything. Should change. Well, actually it changed everywhere because I had the, over here I had our, what's it called there? Well, obviously it changed there. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to go to my header holder, and instead of header, I wanted to change this to, our replacement header. And I'm gonna save this. I mean, if you know what you're doing here, I guess you could be like kind of off to the races. I mean, it's pretty fast. I'm surprised I've had to refresh a couple times, but I mean, I'll give it a pass on that. What I need to do here is I need to copy this and I need to paste it somehow. Can I just, no, I'll just do that. That'll work. And then delete this. And then here I'm going to say like, I'm just going to say new header. Whatever. Okay. So now we have a replacement header. Now that's not showing right because it probably didn't update, obviously. And then we come back. I know what's going on here. Oh, man. I mean, that worked. Part of the theme, not sure. When it's part of the theme, you cannot delete it. Yeah. 7 years to get to this place. Ouch. Agrees is a hacky way to do it, but it works. Better folder. Please inspect the code that does not get roll banner twice. That's bad. Yeah, I mean that's what I was questioning kind of from the get-go was that's a great the ingenuity in Phil's solution here is fantastic. My only question is what is this going to look like? Yeah, see, why do I mean, this is understandable, right? I have two headers now, but we shouldn't have two. I mean, we can do whatever we want, but like that, like accessibility wise and stuff, like we don't want two headers, right? Like that is bad. We got Rob gallery block. I've got two photos in the gallery and the builder honors feature wide photos and builder, but on page they stack and honor the wide. Is there something missing? Are you talking about bricks, Rob? I mean, I'll bring that up real quick if we need to look at that. Daveden, welcome back. Okay, so I love the solution. I love the ingenuity of that solution, but now we have two headers. Right. Yeah, that's why I asked that question initially. Like, should we put simple, or should we put the standard one? Well, fuck it. Let's go check what that looks like. We do that. This is fun, guys. I mean, I feel like I'm aged a lot in this, but this is fun. Let's say header. Okay. Container general, whatever. General. All right. Now we need to do just need to do our, it doesn't really matter, right? Whatever, just like a replacement header type thing. Actually just for funsies. What if we, where are these three dots? Replace. Somehow I deleted the header part. Don't know what happened, but doesn't really matter. I'm understanding the concept. I just want to see now if I go like this and I go back to general, I'm just interested in the code of that. Just to see what we get. So if we go here, we go header holder, we replace this with no. Are you serious? Okay, what the hell is going on here? Is this gonna take a refresh to make that work? Okay, something is up here. What if I we want our new thing. Give us our new thing. Okay, I don't know what the I don't know why that was not working. Delete that. Save this. It should look the same. What are we doing here? No. So now we have... What the hell? Do we not have a header now? Did I screw that up? Yes, Briggs. I don't want a header within a header. We'll come back to the bricks thing one sec, Rob. Patterns. Oh, dear. 2 headers on the same page is bad. Multiple headers for different pages. Standard practice. Multiple headers for different pages. Standard practice. Okay. And thank you for being here. Appreciate all the great insights. Thank you. Thank you. That holds the header. That would work too. You can create a header pattern that holds the header too. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, I'm really confused on this code output here, to be completely honest with you. Oh, wait, I see. Okay. So we got a template part, and then we got a header within a template part. So, yeah, I mean, that would work. I'm not sure if everybody's in love with the structure on that. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm nitpicking there, but is what it is. I understand it. So, also, where do these come from? Oh, that's fun. I didn't even realize this just has stuff in here. I didn't realize it had stuff in this one. I thought this one was unstyled, unopinionated. That's fun. Oh, gotta save 6 times. Cool. All right. What else should we learn? Should we dive into the world of patterns or whatever the hell else there is? I have to really look at what do we got here? I think maybe we're all overthinking. Maybe. I mean, yeah, potentially. It's just it's a different way. It's kind of going back to the. Again, I don't know. I have to form this thought a little bit more. I think it's just going back to the way that you had to build websites when you're building them specifically, statically or whatever. Right? I mean, maybe you can. I'm sure you have to do it this way all the time, because you'd be creating like individual like page files if you were doing pages, right? And you would write the content in your content section, and then in the top bit of it, you would have a reference to a separate file, which would be your like header file normally. And you'd have in the bottom, you'd have a reference to your footer file. So if this is all writing this directly to the is this stuff stored? This stuff is stored like in flat files, right? Or no? Is this stored in flat files? Like anything in here, all this stuff, like anything like down here and everything like that. Like, is this all in flat files? This isn't in like a database, or is it? I thought that was the big thing between page builders and Gutenberg. Yeah, that would be my cool thought there. What else can we do with this thing? Let me get out of this. I want to look at something else. I want to look at some other like. I want to try to stretch it a little bit. Is there any good examples of things that I can do? I mean, I don't even know where I would start with something like this, but that was a frame. So, is there anything like? So here's an example. So if you go to my tools page, and then you go to. Well, this would be something kind of interesting, but I don't have any data really on here yet. But if you went, okay, So here's an example. So like blueprints is a taxonomy attached to tools on my Bricks website here. And then these are, categories or whatever you want, whatever word you want to use within that taxonomy. So what I'm going to end up having on the brick side of things is each one of these specific taxonomies is going to have a different template. They don't really too much right now, but this like desk setup one is going to, for instance, it'll have like, it won't just be like this. It'll basically be its own template, for lack of a better word, its own design. So if I went over here and I went out here and I went down to ACF, I went to taxonomies, I went to add new, and I said blueprints. Okay. Can we autofill ACF? Thank you. I think I normally like an S on that. And then say tool. Yeah, I messed it up, I guess, when I did it. Make it hierarchical, and then save. So now we have tools, we have blueprints, and we say like desk setup. We have like, I don't know, brochure. I could spell around this. It's very hard to type when you got a microphone in your way. Website. Okay, so something like that. So now, if we come back in here, we wouldn't really need to fully do this. We should just be able to kind of like think about it. It's stored in the DB until you write it back. You can save it back to files. Click the spanner wrench site and all your assets. Interesting. What? In here? Like this? Wait, what? It's not writing to the database? Or it is? I'm sorry, it's not writing to flat files, or it is? I thought that was the big I thought that was a huge thing. We'll come back to that. So a template, all templates. Also hate that. Why? I don't know. Why are we putting these here? That's super confusing. I get what they're doing, but it's just filtering. But don't put the filters over here where it makes it look like those are all separate things. Or like put them indented or something. Still weird, but I don't know. Okay, anyway, so we add a new template. Okay, so blueprint archives. So blueprint archives, and for a specific blueprint, we still have this problem where I can't go back to look at this other shit, but okay. So you can do that for a specific item. Okay, so I could do like a specific item and which one, and then I could pick. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so I can do that. I know you can do it for a specific post. Is there any other? I think there's a ton of other conditions that you can in like an Elementor or a. Those are categories. That's for post stuff. Tag archives, 4 page. I want to try this. I don't know what this is for. Where do you set this? Where are we at here? Yep. I've got a live stream. I need to moderate. Good to see you here, Rob. It's like watching self-harm should be on OnlyFans vault at the minimum. Feels dirty. Oh man, yeah, we should be getting paid for this. Yeah. Where are we at here? I don't really want a pattern. All right, so what the hell is this? Okay. So this is a custom template. I'm A little confused because how do I know what I'm affecting here? Where am I going to put this? Group, whatever. Okay, stop. Heading. And almost fully, just going to say test. Where is this going? Where are we going here? If we go back out here, we go to editor, we go to templates. Now we're going to have custom template in here. Okay, great. Where do we put that? How do we use that? Just on any page, right? That's kind of how that works. So do we have to go to a page? Do we have to go like this? I've seen this before. Do we have to go to like consulting and go here and out there and here and then be like over here, somewhere in here, templates, swap template, my custom template. Damn. Okay. I guess that's how that works. Yep. That's good to know. All right, so then if we come to editor again, just for funsies, and we go template, new template, and we say pages, then we could have just went like this. Weird. You think you have it bad? I'm currently writing some JS hacks for WooCommerce, and my head hurts listening to you doing that at the same time. Thing is, I agree with all your pain points. I'm hoping they sort out the UX. Yeah, I mean, it would be great. Should try SureCart. SureCart's fun. I don't know though. Trouble with SureCart right now is it's getting good. But I'm, like I said earlier, I'm trying it on my site, but there are some things that like still need worked out, and they're just getting to the custom post type thing. And obviously, depending on what you're doing, the ecosystem is very vast over in WooCommerce for all the flaws. So might not have everything you need in the SureCart arena yet. Holy shit, I'm exhausted. But we're gonna keep going. One day I gotta beat Kevin's record 7-hour stream. I don't know if that's gonna be today, but one day I will break that record. All right, we already talked about the navigation last time. Total mind numbing for me. Just the UI here. Styles. So wait a second. I just clicked on styles and like now I'm over here. Yeah, there is a ton of ways to do stuff here. Install fonts, sure. Give me... Can we seriously not... Like, I'm not saying you'd want to do this, but we got to select all these, right? Come on, that's got to be an option. Somebody's going to click that button. I'd probably want all of certain ones. Okay. Somebody writing this down. Is Matt Madero still here? I'm going to need to transcribe this. Oh, man, I need to start saying the word like, this is a GitHub issue every time I find something like that. And then I'll just ask the AI to, hey, go back through, and every time I say that, can you write these down? I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to, somebody remind me to tell me that. Okay, maybe not all the fonts, but if I wanted like most of them, maybe I could like select all and then deselect some. I mean, I'd at least want, if I was actually doing this, I'd probably at least want 3 of these and 3 of these. I don't know. I'm not saying you give them the options. You don't like you don't force them to click all of them. I mean, you just. All right, get rid of that. Okay. Wait, so there's a default theme. We're just unclicking shit. How do we set our, because I'm seeing default at the bottom. And now I got rid of that system one. Did that work? Wait, what? Where's the default set at? Because I unchecked. Don't worry about that. I unchecked this. How did I unchecked the system one? I have these other ones active, and then it's pulling from the default, and it's still not utilizing the default. That's wild. 400, 700, nice. Under text. Okay, where's the text? Where'd that go? Where'd my thing go? Typography, text. Yeah, are we, I don't know if we're on the same page here. Like right here. Yeah, I mean, I could just type, I could for sure hit that, but I'm just wondering, like, what is default then? Is default just the system? You know what I mean? Like if I just wanted to quickly put all of these to this new one that I put on here, why isn't there like a, or is it just text? Is just text the default one? That might be just the default one. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, I feel like that could say default. Like just like text and then in parentheses some default. This is a GitHub issue. Text. Default. Global styles. Do that for the AI. Okay, yeah. I mean, but okay, well, furthermore though on that is the default font is not active anymore. So the UX of that I feel like is kind of whack. Also, every time I mean, obviously I guess I'm clicking into that, but the UX here is weird. Like I get it's a theme font, so it's default-ish, right? But like it's not active. So I don't know. So all I wanted to try here was I just wanted to go like this. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this text thing, can we just like add the words default in here, like in parentheses? Or not even default, like global text or something, because this one affects all of these. So strange. That is the exact default. Yeah. What are we talking about? But our browser will render it? I mean, I'm being a little nitpicky here for sure. But like I will play around and peck around and hunt and peck for two reasons. One, because I am making content right now. And two, because I actually care. Somebody else won't. Like some random person is not gonna like try to figure out like what does this do? What is this? Am I clicking around here? What works? What doesn't work? How do I even? This is another like weird thing for me. It's like how do I? This wasn't a setting. Like there was nothing set here before. There was definitely not something set here before, and now there is. How do I go back to what it was? I just want to. I made some mistakes. I don't want to go back. I don't want it to be like this anymore. What was the default? How do I put it back to the default? I gotta reset the whole thing. Wait a minute. Are you kidding me right now? Well, it's probably some random value that's not. Oh my God. Man, this is crazy. These little things like this just irritate the shit out of me. Where like I have no idea how big. Let's use a better example. Wait, what? Oh, this is an H1, right? Where's my? It's got to be. Why can I not? What's going on? Doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure this is an H1. We'll find out right now. Yeah, it is. Okay. So this is the type of stuff that really like annoys me, and maybe I'm spoiled like in the products that I use. But like this thing is an H1, and now I'm going to try to change the size of the H1. I have no idea how big that currently is. No idea. And where the slider was not how big it was. Look at that. This is in the middle. And I barely touched it. Now, like, how big was that? I need a reference point. Why is the slider not where it was, where it needed to be? It's 32, and it's like not even... Like, why wouldn't we just... Here's the thing that just boggles my mind. Like, I get it because it's like not set, but make it grayed out or something. Put it as a placeholder or something so I know. Because I want to know. I want to know that I don't want to know. I don't want to make it look like I said it. I get that part, but now I'm like annoyed because I don't know how big that is. Where are we at here? Happy to do a crash course. Might have to do that. Look into the theme.json. Well, I will look into the theme.json, but where can we do that? Can we do that here? I've never really taken a peek back there. I think is in the plugin editor thing. I saw something up here though too. Oh, right here. Oh, look at this. Can we affect it here? No. Is this it? Is this all you get? I'll tell you what, guys. This looks kind of programmy. Oh, where are we? Tools. Theme. Theme.json. The illustrious theme.json. Is this the same thing that I was just looking at? Should be, right? Yeah. So I could play with it over here, right? I can just mess it up. What are we looking at here? Oh boy. Appearance tools, true. What if we set that to false? What do we do there? Typography. I have no idea what I'm looking at. Should we have some fun here for a second? This is how you learn, right? You just break stuff. Whole website might go to shit right here in a second. What if we... Is there another place that you could put a template part? Can you got to be able to just register template parts like this, right? I'm not sure what area... I'm not sure what they mean by area, though. Is there, like... Can you, like... Can you just do that? I don't know if you can do that, guys. Don't break. Don't break. We're learning. What did I not save? What the hell? Okay, apparently you can't do whatever I just did because it didn't do anything. That's annoying. Apparently you can't do that. This will certainly break shit. That's funny. Where are we at? I'm laughing at the fact you're frustrated. It's WP now. I mean, yeah, it's just trying to figure it out. Save it back to the theme. Oh. Header, footer, uncategorized. Okay, well, let's delete this. I still need a tutorial on how to save this back to the theme. So if we go anywhere, maybe? Or do we have to do some sort of song and dance to save it back? Or just all of this? Should I click all these? Oh boy. Don't know what we did. Oh. 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 Okay. So now, interesting. So now all that stuff is in the database, and my names and everything changed because, probably file naming issues. God damn, this is just is. That's what this is. What the fuck? Defaults are fine. Okay. Well, that's written as files, yeah, but like, am I able to see the way that I named them before? I mean, obviously I can tell what they are, but I'm just wondering. Down here. All right, let's see it now. I'm not seeing much more, but maybe I didn't change much. Unless I need a refresh or something weird. Weird. Oh, welcome guide. I've seen that before. That was super helpful. What is spotlight mode? Focus on one block at a time. Distraction free. How do we get anything done with distraction? Just kidding. What? Okay. Oh dear. Abort. Abort. Oh yeah, that's probably all the theme, like the main theme stuff. Yeah. Okay, let's try again. Oh man. Copy all blocks. That's cool. Where are we? That's not where we're going. Wrench. Save. Sure. Whatever. View it. That's not where I wanted to view. View it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I changed some stuff. Well, that's great. Oh, man. This is an absolute marathon. So, well, this is an important point. So, when people say that they go into theme.json and play around, I'm sure they're not playing around in this code editor right here necessarily most of the time. But they're going in here and they know what to do here. Obviously, they know how to like whip this up. So they would say like link color or whatever. They know like the breakdown for this. And then they would do this here. They would update this and then it would show up in the front end because the front end obviously is just the UI for all of this stuff. So they would do that because it's faster, most likely, for them to just do it this way. Okay. It's good to know. Yeah, VS Code, yeah. I feel like most people Most people probably wouldn't edit here. It's nice you can see it. What else can this thing do, huh? We got some random pages here. Okay. We didn't touch patterns at all, but I feel like patterns are just add a new pattern. So there's a template part. Okay, let's think about this. A template part is like a component, kind of, maybe. Wait a minute. Wait. Whoa. What about that whole synced pattern thing that I never got into? Is that out, or do I need the Gutenberg plugin for that? Also, what would I do with a oh wait, is this it? What would I do with the pattern? This is what is another example? So I get a template part for a header, I get a template part for a footer, whatever. Why would you use a general one? Why would you use a general template part? What's a use case for that? And then a pattern, I'm going to say a pattern is probably, for something like I know, pattern is kind of like a frame. It's kind of just like a design that exists and you can just pull it in. It has no bounding to anything else. It's kind of just like a design template library type thing, from what I understand. But then synced, synced would be, is that kind of like a component where, like, I'm trying to think of a use case. I don't know. What would a good use case be? I feel like a good use case might be like a banner. I don't know, like a banner CTA or something. Add that, come in here, go like this, say a group, I guess. Oh, too many. And then just be like a heading. Oops, heading. Thank you. What am I looking at here? Is this a different view? Or is this just I'm in the pattern thing now? And how does this stay open, but none of this other shit does? Unpin. Oh. Whatever. So many sidebars. So heading, and we'll say time to buy. And then we'll do some sort of cool CTA here and a button. I will say, I know you could create this kind of a, maybe a little bit. I do like the concept of like being able to just like, I was picking up on that slash thing pretty quickly. I do like just being able to bump, bang, 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 but this is a simple layout, so. And I'm not even, can I, cool. All right, that was relatively all right. No classes or anything like that in there, but is what it is. Okay, random padding concept, just whatever. Oh, that's kind of nice right there, I will say. This is nice. Maybe hard for people to read. That's nice. It's a nice little accessibility thing in there. I didn't even realize where the red text came in, but we're not building for accessibility right now, so don't do that. Don't do what I just did there. I'm just trying to understand how this works. So we have a pattern, and then let's go to somewhere else. Oh boy, that's a hero. Template part is good for headers, footers, sidebars, copyrights. A pattern can be a reusable piece of content across your site whenever you choose to use it. Okay. Cards, testimonials, CTAs, yeah. Affiliate disclaimer. What are we building today? We're not really building. I mean, we're building, but we're learning. We're learning FSE in the block editor. Appreciate you being here. This is a slog, so there's a lot of We're learning. We're learning together. We got a lot of great insights in the chat. Okay, what the? No, I didn't want to edit that. Nope. How about we just? Oh, we just click. We just do whatever we want. Where am I at? The pages template. Oh Jesus. Sure. On the bottom of every page, I want what? What? Oh my God. I'm not trying to. I'm actually not even trying to do that. I'm trying to. I was gonna put. What the actual hell is going on here now? We're on. I was actually trying to throw in a footer here and then throw in a. This is a nightmare. Pages. Wait, what did I click on? What did I click on to get that last thing? Yeah, now it's gone. I don't know what is even in the footer, but that's fine. Okay. And then I want banner CTA. Cool. I want that above. Bro. Why is this up here now? What the fuck? All right. So I want this banner CTA, and it's gonna it should show up on every page now, right? Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Where are we at? Okay, cool. So that's kind of what I wanted. I mean, you could say like you have your footer down here and you have a banner CTA that you want to be on every page. Cool. So it's a synced one. So now I have to, is this a magic area situation? Do I have to go edit original? Okay. Whatever. Come back out here. All right, so that is a synced pattern. Got it. Synced pattern and a template part. Still struggling a little bit how those are different. But fair enough for now. I guess it works. What I want to know now is how do you, can you unsync this shit? Or do you have to do that somewhere else? Can you unsync it? Can you turn it from a synced pattern to a non-synced pattern? And is this the part where we have like this partially synced pattern situation going on? Detach. Okay. So that was detaching. So I'm pretty sure what I did there was I took a synced pattern and now this is just right on the page. Like now it's not time to buy. But this is going to change them all anyway. Because they were all in the same. Yeah, this is kind of a bad example actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, because those are all in the same template. I think I still get it, but those were all in the same template. Yeah, this is just a stupid example. But the one question that I had was like, if I had a synced pattern, is the partially synced pattern thing? That's more component E, and is that in the Gutenberg plugin or is that live? Can we get a sans serif font here, everybody? Come on, buddy. Have you seen this shit? You think a sans serif font is going to fix this? Patterns are really aimed at content rather than templates. Yeah, we detached it. Got it. When editing the original pattern, you can go to the heading and scroll to look for add overrides or something. Partially synced pattern is really for design. Holy fuck. Well, I mean, I'm interested, so I'm interested. Let's see if we can get something here. Banner. Oh, okay. Banner within a banner. Let's just delete this one. So we're back to this. Here. Wait a minute. What did Brendan say here? When editing the original pattern. Oh, okay. Edit original. Did that just seriously? Oh, you can go back there. That's nice. They put a back button there. Okay, cool. Okay. Am I missing it? You can go to the heading, scroll to the bar, add overrides. All right, so like heading, scroll. Oh, way at the bottom, boys. All right. Oh my God. What's the I don't know. CTA. We'll just call it CTA heading, whatever. Okay. Interesting. Great. Get rid of this because I got too many tabs open. Come back here. So now, this is, I literally feel like I'm in a maze. I don't think I saved this. Refresh this shit. Oh, look at that. So the actual one, man, this is something. Got that. What did I miss? Has anything been happening in WordPress? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. We'll clip out the bits. You can watch those later. Oh man, I could go for some food too. Phil, thank you for being here, brother. Appreciate all your insights. Great stuff. Brendan, my boy. We're gonna need a crash course. We're gonna need a crash course. I mean, I think we got the crash course here. This was a crash for sure. You know, if I had to, now you can change background or add second button, but your content across those banner CTAs will remain. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get how I feel like if I had to sum up what the last 2 hours have been here, I feel like I understand what's going on, and with your guys' help and everything like that, like I can understand how to do things, but I just feel like I want to be like careful the way that I say this because it's like the first time that I've looked at it, so I would get used to it. I just feel like the intuitiveness is at like a 2 out of 10. And I would like to hopefully, like, if I can, like, be a part of making that like slightly better, I guess. Like, I'm not just trying to complain about it, but like seriously, like there's just like stuff all over the place. And it's funny because there is like really cool features like throughout it, but like it's like you stumble on them like, what the hell? This is amazing. Like that the overrides thing is like a cool concept that honestly, like I don't even feel like a Bricks has entirely. That said, everything that I did here, I'm trying to span the gap between I'm trying to span the gap between like design and dynamic data, and like how, like dynamic data obviously you can do a ton of stuff with. But then these types of things like overrides and stuff like that, they're not really data driven. They're more like, again, like kind of Phil was saying, like kind of like slightly design driven and layout driven. Which is nice that you have the opportunity to do that, because that's, again, slightly foreign, I feel like, to a normal, more normal, or traditional page builder workflow. All right. Where are we at here? Is there anything else? What does this mean? I don't know. Patterns. There's just so many. What does that mean? Wait. Wait, what? What does that mean? Is there a... That didn't create like another pattern, did it? God damn, where am I at? Kind of confused on this. Thing I'm confused about right here is just this part, like patterns, heading. What was that? Was that, did I just make that a pattern? Man. This is tough. I mean, at this point I'm getting a little sleepy, but what am I clicking up here? What is this? It's a heading and then patterns. Okay, got it. But what is this? Is confusing me. Like, I'm seeing a patterns and then I'm seeing heading. Am I turning it into a pattern? I felt like this would be like pulling the pattern, pulling like patterns in or something. Like, these are your patterns and see your patterns. Maybe that heading was already a pattern, but I'm not seeing that pattern anywhere. You know what I'm also not seeing is those random things that I saw for those random templates that I saw for like the header. Like, where the hell are those at? Why is there so much confusion in here? Like, I need to, that was one thing. But again, like, if we go back now, if we go patterns, template parts, if we could just go to any of these, I feel like just header. And dude, where, I know I'm not crazy. We got to rewind the tape. Where were those headers that I was looking at? I was looking at this. I was looking at this, and then on the right side there was like pre-built headers. And I have no idea where those actually came from. Also, I really feel like has this UI like changed while I've been working on this? When was this up here? And there's so many buttons. Like, I'm not even sure I'm clicking at this point. I think I was going up there. I guess that's what that was doing. We got that part. Feels disorganized, still getting between all the side panels of FSE uniformity in the UX, but it's getting there. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I'm just about spent here. Maybe I got like another 10 or so. I'm confused because I just want to know how I got those. I'm actually not sure what most of these buttons do. And I'm getting tired, so I don't want to like be like a dick, like a total dick for not knowing what's going on. I feel like I'm just clicking at this point. But I know I was sitting on these headers. I'm gonna have to go back on the live stream and look. I was sitting on these headers here, and I was like, somewhere in here, I came up on the right side was options for other things. I thought I actually clicked on one. That is what this is. That's what this one is. Do I have to add a new template part, another header? Where the fuck? Obnoxiously confused. Don't know. Literally do not know. No idea. But this has been educational. Educational St. Louis. Oh, I pinned the toolbar to the top. Don't even know how to do that. Is that just this? Or... Ah. Interesting. That might be helpful. I didn't even know I did that, but that might be helpful. All right. All right. Well, I have no idea where those things came from. So patterns. Is this that? Yeah, this is them. Where does this come from? Yeah, here they are right here. Where did those come from? And why are they not in my theme? I don't know. Yeah, I'm exhausted. So, yeah, this is extremely confusing. Yeah, I'm lost. So I don't know how these are in here. It'd be cool to know. I mean, are these 24? Templates, edit page, and click on the template part here. I think we did that. I literally just want to know where these came from. But are these like 2024 template? Could be. I don't know. Well, let's just try one more thing while we're here and be done with this. So let's go back to appearance, themes, over here, delete. I don't think they are, but delete. Sorry, we deleted 2024 out of here. I don't care. Come back over here. No. Come back into, I don't think it should matter. Whatever. I don't care what we're doing. Oh, now we have this. Come in here. Block. No. Right here. Patterns. Yeah. The only question that I have right now is I don't know where all these came from. Are these just like built in? Oh, coming from the core block editor. Okay. Didn't know that was a thing. Kind of confusing. But is what it is. All right. Well, guys, thanks for sticking with me. I know a lot of people probably dropped off because they have lives. But this was fun. Yeah. That's one way to describe it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep like kind of exploring things and seeing what I can kind of like build, so to speak, or just kind of figure out. Hopefully, this continues to get better. It's got capabilities, so the UX side of it is just it's just like slightly sad how many how you really have to get used to it. But I think it's got some promise. We'll see where it goes. Thank you guys all for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you got something out of it, like the video, subscribe. Would love that. I'm here every Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern. So I don't know what we're talking about next week, but I'm sure there'll be more news to talk about and random things to cover and explore. So that's what I got. Thank you guys, and I'll